steak from a dog. You're going to get bit by them. And so because they walk around, we won 27 championships. And I always respond, how many of you were you a part of?
Yankees. And my wife left me. This is.
And you voted for Biden.
There's not supposed to be politics right now.
Don't matter.
Doesn't matter. You voted for him.
Be quiet, Brandon.
Talk.
Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
The Cleveland Guardians, they basically ran away with that division.
Girls all over Hawaii. It's Hawaii, obviously.
Oh, of course.
There's gonna be some good-looking girls.
He would wear McKinnon, and then he would
Are better than every other American League team.
Yeah, but this is my show. MVP quarterback, and then the other quarterback.
No matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Doug Serrano Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. Today is Columbus Day, and I got John Giordano and Brandon Schwartz joining me today. Well, Giants are 4-1. Mets, different story. Rays, different story. But let's get started with this New York Football Giants. They are on a roll right now. They are probably the best team in the New York metropolitan area for now. We got to see how the Yankees do. We got to see how my bet does. But let's start with John.
Yeah.
What are your first thoughts on Brian Dabel and his coaching staff?
I think he's a good coach so far. A lot better than I thought it would have been. First time head coach. Definitely didn't see them going into London beating the Packers yesterday. Considering how much Rodgers dominates them every time.
I think we lost Brandon.
Yeah.
So right now it looks like it's just Johnny Boy and I.
Yep. Just like Seattle.
Yeah, just like Seattle. We're back.
That was a great trip.
Yeah, it was. So let's hear your thoughts on Brian Dabel.
I did not expect much coming into him, considering how strong the Cowboys and the Eagles are. He's looked good. Even that game they lost, they could very well beat the Cowboys on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a bug on my computer.
Our Brandon's back.
Sorry about that. You know, I'm doing it from my phone because on my laptop the messages are not connected to my phone for some reason, so I couldn't get the link. But I'm doing it from my phone today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, if you follow us on all your podcast applications, you can listen to us live or on your car ride to work, YouTube and Facebook Live. So we're broadcasting the Doug Strabo Show. You have any thoughts? You want to call us up? You can call us up at 732-806-1911. Tweet us at Real Doug Strabo. Follow us on all your social media platform. Brandon, let's get to Daniel Jones. Is he going to be the future quarterback of the New York Giants? Or is this just a magical year? You know, we're happy for what you're doing, but you're not coming back.
Well, the way he's looking right now, with the support from Barkley behind him, I think he could be the future quarterback. But again, I still don't think he's proven his point yet. I still think he needs to win a lot more games. I still think he needs to prove something more this year in order to be the future quarterback. But listen, it's a good start to the Giants this year. You know, Jones has done good. Barkley has done amazing.
Hey, he's back.
He's back, but he's back. He looks healthy, so that's good. And the defense has supported him really well. The defense has looked so much better than the past. And when you have a very good defense, you're able to, you're able to release some pressure on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So, all that surrounding Jones will make Jones a better player. And again, yes, he still has to fix some mistakes he does, like any other quarterback.
Oh, for sure. I mean, do you remember back in the day?
I got a text about a possible job.
Oh, nice. Good for you, buddy.
Nice.
I
Good.
guess-
Good.
I guess he's leaving the show.
No, it's actually Tony's wife texting me.
So, because think about it, Brandon. Remember before the Giants won Super Bowl 42?
Right.
Everyone was calling for Strahan to retire. Everyone was calling for Eli to be cut out of New York. Fire Tom Coughlin. And then they go on the run and they win the Super Bowl. They win 2 Super Bowls in 4 years. So I'm not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl this year or next year, but this is the stepping stone in the right direction.
Oh, 100%. And, I don't think I think Jones is a very good quarterback. I think he's got legs. I think he's able to run the ball a good amount of yards. So, yeah, I mean, will he be the future quarterback? No one knows yet. It's going to take the whole season.
Yeah, no one knows.
It's going to take the whole season at least to figure out whether they're going to move forward with Jones or not.
I mean, I think you got to give the guy a shot.
You got to remember something here also. I mean, the guy's young too, so you got to give him a few. I think you got to give him a few more years. You got to give him at least an extra year or two to maybe get his feet wet. But he looks good. He looks like he's got a good start to the season. 4-1, that's a great start. I mean, obviously.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's hard to be under. I mean, the Eagles are 5-0, but still 4-1 is great. And this NFC East has played so well. Besides Washington, I mean, they look utterly. They're a disaster. But I think the Giants have a good path ahead of them. And will Jones be the quarterback next year? I would say 75-25. He will be quarterback next year for the Giants.
I think so too.
And I think the way we're going this year, I think we kind of want him to be the quarterback next year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Why
it's only 5 games, but still, 5 games is a lot in the NFL, and that can make decisions for the future already. You
gonna start all over?
And if you start all over, it might just go back to square one again, where you have to rebuild and start a whole new thing. And the way the Giants look, they look like they got something going here.
I think so too. Dabel is pumped.
Oh yeah, he's got that he's a guy who this is his first year head coaching.
Yeah.
He looks like he makes it like he's coached for 15 years already. That's how confident he is,
Well, look at the Buffalo Bills and where they're at and where Josh Allen is at.
Right. So that's a good sign.
And then you got so much drama going on right now in Miami with Mike McDaniel. Bridgewater is down. Tua is down. But, shout out to Nicole and Dave, Go Sports. But the Dolphins, they got to fix everything up because I said they're going to win this division, but I don't think they're winning this division anymore. I think the Jets are going to be a threat to the Bills. And I know that sounds crazy of me to say that, but the Jets are back in that division.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think beating the Dolphins was a great win for them. I mean, listen, there was let's be honest. They had some injuries, but you know what? It was still a good win for the Jets. It really was. I mean, not only did they win by 3, it's not like they won by 3 or 4 points. They won by 23 points. That's a lot, and they scored 40 points. 40 points, and this year you haven't seen that many 40-point games. Because a lot of teams have been close. They haven't been high-scoring games, So that was the Jets just put an exclamation mark on this NFL season so far. Oh, my God, the New York Jets, who no one thought would be that great, come out and score 40 points against the Miami Dolphins yesterday.
I know, and shout out to Nicole and Dave, Go Sports.
Your Bills were close to 40, though, Brandon, yesterday.
I mean, the Bills were due to explode on somebody. I mean, they were ready to pounce on a team. I mean, and the Steelers were the right one because the Steelers are just banged up.
Yeah. All right, again, this is the Doug Serrao Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. We're going to have our segment coming up later in the show, Stutz Betting. Lepore Betting, sponsored by the JMB Podcast, where we go over our picks for the following week. If you have any thoughts, you can call us at 732-806-1911 or tweet me or follow us on all your social media platforms. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we have much more to get to. right after this quick commercial break. Dougie and Espo. You can find it every Wednesday whenever Kyle is free to appear. We'll be right back. MVP quarterback. And then the other quarterback we have is Derek Carr.
Everything happens to me. Zach Wilson getting hurt happens to me. Not getting let into Bar A happens to me. Going to the hospital after the Jets beat the Titans happened to me. So Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
The Cleveland Guardians, they basically ran away with that division.
Girls
They
all
are
over
now-
Hawaii. It's Hawaii. Obviously.
Oh, of course.
There's gonna be some good-looking girls.
He would like wear like McKinnon, and then he would
Are
wear
better than every other American League team.
Yeah, but this is my show. MVP quarterback. And then the other quarterback.
No matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
All right, guys, it's tough. 86 wins, but one run in 24 innings. That is bad.
Oh, that's
How do you score one run in 24 innings in a wild card game? Do or die.
That's right.
How?
Postseason baseball, baby. It's a totally different thing than the regular season. That's what baseball's about.
Don't matter, though, because if the Yankees don't win the World Series, I still win the bet.
Right. But guess what? Both of your teams are out, and my
Oh,
my
come on,
team's-
Brandon. Here we go. Typical Yankee fan.
Yep.
Typical Yankee fan. Here we go. Let's hear
Well,
it.
at least your team didn't get one hit in an elimination game.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the Mets should be embarrassed of themselves because they went into that Atlanta series and they looked horrible, and they could have won this division.
Well,
and
obviously.
they
Yep.
blew it. They blew it. So 100. What do they have? 100. They won 100 games,
101.
101.
and they didn't win the division. That just shows you that. Look how tough the Braves are. I mean, that's how good
No,
they
you gotta watch out for Philly.
I mean, Philly's going to be tough, but you know what? That's going to be a good series. The Braves Phillies.
I'm thinking about going to Philly if it's the World Series or NLCS, just to go to a playoff game.
Well, we're going on Thursday night, Yankees Guardians,
Yeah, I'd rather not spend time in Yankee Stadium.
especially after what happened Jeter night.
Nah, because it's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah.
I could take on New Yorkers, but I don't want to have to deal with the traffic, the BS, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go out and enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm probably gonna go to Philly to see the Devils, depending on a good ticket I could get.
What is that, this Thursday as well?
Yeah, opening night.
That should be a good one.
Yeah. So I don't want to make this like a depression show because it just sucks, man, that they lost. I really thought this was the year for Tampa Bay, but we could preview the rest of the playoffs, World Series later on in the day, or in a different show. But I just want to talk off season because the Mets have a lot of free agents. You got Nimmo, you got Diaz, you got DeGrom. So, who is going to be out the door for the Mets? And that's going to be a key factor for them because it's either going to overpay for DeGrom, and I say overpay because I do not think the guy's a Hall of Famer one bit. You could have all this talk about being the best pitcher in baseball, but when you have 82 career wins, I'm sorry, but that's not Hall of Fame numbers for me. DeGrom is one of the greatest pitchers of all time, but he's not a Hall of Famer. To say he's a Hall of Fame pitcher is obnoxious. He's not a Hall of Fame pitcher. If I was a baseball writer, I would not vote for Jacob deGrom just because he is almost 35 and he has 82 career wins. I'm sorry. Look at John Schmaltz, Tom Glavine. They all have 250 plus career wins. That's Hall of Fame numbers. So John, let's talk about the Mets. You think Diaz will return? DeGrom's going to return?
I think DeGrom's on the top of the list. You have Uncle Steve had to open up his wallet some more and give him a lot of money.
Or do you think they go out and maybe pay for Judge?
Depends.
Is it the pitching that worries you, or is it going to be the bats?
Well, considering right now our only starting pitcher next year is Max Scherzer.
It was going to be 38.
Yep, I would be more concerned about our pitching. Since think about it, you have Tyler McGill, who's just come back from injury. David Peterson's been inconsistent. And you have prospects. You need to bring DeGrom back.
You think DeGrom comes back?
For the right money.
Not based on Steve. Forget the money. You think he wants to play for the Mets?
I think so. He's known this organization his whole career.
Or you think maybe he takes a pay cut?
Depends where it is. Since, like you say, he's old now.
Yeah.
I think you're right. He's about 35 around there.
Almost. 33, 34.
34 years old.
So the Mets got a lot to do this offseason. They truly do. Brandon, I want you to talk about my Tampa Bay Rays. What does this team need to get to the postseason and actually go on a run and win the whole damn thing? Because this is a 4-year run, and we basically lost in every round. Wild card, division series again, World Series. So how important is it for them to get another bat? I think for them, this past offseason was a bad – I mean, he was hurt, but it was a bad mistake not re-signing Nelson Cruz. We had a good roster on paper, but Kiermaier went down. Zunino went down. Glasnow is out for half the year. So this was an injury-riddled Tampa Bay Rays team, Tampa Bay Ray roster. So I don't think this team is done by any chance. I think next year we'll be back. We will be back. And is it important to bring back a guy like Evan Longoria just to settle down the young guys? Because I feel like he's a missing piece for this lineup. I know he's old. I know he's going to be 38. I know he's past his prime. But I feel like if we brought back Evan Longoria, this team could be dangerous again. And think about it. Who was really our third baseman this year? Vidal Brujan, Isaac Paredes, not taking anything away from them, but this team needs bats.
Sure does. Sure does. But listen, you could get all the bats you want. But again, look what the Mets did this year. They go out and get some of the, I'm not saying this, hitters for the Rays, but the Mets are an example of a team that, look, you went out and you spent all this money on Scherzer. You got other guys on that team that you thought you were going to build a championship with, but look, they collapsed in the postseason. So you got to learn in this league. This is the one league where you have to learn how to win in the postseason. The regular season matters, but the postseason is a totally different thing. Like the NBA, for example, who's going to the...
Oh, yeah. Who's probably going to be going to the final.
Right. With baseball, it's a totally different thing. The regular season, and that's why baseball has so declined in popularity in terms of viewership. The regular season, lots of people don't tune into it as much as they do for the postseason because the postseason is a totally different atmosphere than the regular season. The postseason, look, the whole season we saw Scherzer do really well. And then look what happened in the postseason in the wild card game. He gives up 4 home runs and then they lose 7-1. So it's a totally different season, but that's the beauty of baseball is you don't
know what you're going to get. Like I think I don't mean to cut you off, But to your point with the NBA, I think both of you, including myself, can name who's probably going to make the postseason this year. The Heat, the Celtics, the Cavaliers, the Nets, maybe the Hornets, maybe the Knicks, the Bulls. So you know who's going to be there and who won't be there.
Right, exactly.
You got the Lakers, you got the Warriors, maybe the Mavericks. You've got I don't know a lot of teams on the top of my head, but you know who's going to be there, basically.
Right, and it's different with baseball. Baseball's the one sport I feel like where one team makes the postseason one year, and then the next year they're like totally eliminated from playoff contention. Yeah. Like look at the Boston Red Sox as an example. There was I think it was two, that under like Alex Cora, there was a year like this year they didn't make it. Last year they made it.
Look at Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore. Baltimore. We all know that Baltimore had such a rough run, but now they're obviously they're back to their regular groove. Like they're coming back to life again.
Yep.
But that's what's special about baseball is anything could happen in the postseason. And what the Rays need to do is I think they do have to go out and get Longoria, because I think Longoria will, for Rays fans like you, it will make you feel like the old days of like 2010, 2011. It will bring back good memories.
And if we could win a World Series with him and he retires as a Ray, as a champion, that's going to be something I need. I
think you have to. I think that would be great. I think that would be a smart move for the Rays organization to do. Bring back Longoria. But there's other things they got to do too. But listen, let's be honest.
For sure.
This division is going to be really tough next year. With Baltimore really improved, this division is going to be so much. Every team is going to be really good next year in this division.
You got the Yankees, you got Toronto, you got Tampa, Baltimore, and then the Red Sox. Who cares about them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Orioles have a good prospect coming up too. So
they had a few good prospects come up this year and perform well.
I think they have a good pitcher coming up soon too.
So before we get to Lepore betting, can you guys tell me about your experience on the ground at Rutgers? Because I thought that was great.
I'm sorry, Doug. I didn't hear you because I'm getting like 3 calls at one time. Tony called me, Andrew Pucci called
typical.
me. Yeah, we're trying to do a show here, and I'm getting calls.
Can you just tell me about your experience on the ground at Rutgers? Because I thought it was great the way you guys did that. I thought it was fun.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Doug. Well, we really like doing it.
You had a few Nebraska fans, a few girls came up.
That was the reason we liked doing it, is because we could interact with fans from the game, from the tailgate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like personally the tailgating podcasts could be really fun. Like, I think they are a good time. Like, because everybody's having a good time, they're drinking, they want to talk and stuff. So I feel like the podcasts, like these tailgates, are great. Like any podcast, like in the and any podcasts that people do, and they do it. I'm sure that people do them at tailgates all the time. Those are fun podcasts because you get the fans that are rooting on the other team to come on. You talk about
And see, here's the thing with that. Realistically, they don't know who we are.
Yeah,
that's right. They don't know who we are, but
like obviously in my mind, I think I'm this big shot, but they don't know that. Realistically, I'm currently like a nobody. I'm a nobody to them. But they don't know that. I might be this real top sports analyst.
Yeah, and you know what, Doug? But you know what? You want to we might be nobody, but you know what? We're trying to build for the future.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That helps us get viral, make a name for yourself. Because right now, we're nothing compared to like Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith. Maybe to the locals we're something, but to the national media, we're just average fans talking sports, hoping to be a Stephen A. or a Max or a Boomer or Craig.
Right, and that's why it's important that you have to make yourself. I'm not trying to be selfish here, but you have to make yourself the best of the best.
Oh yeah, for sure, and you know that, Brandon. You know how I act.
Yeah, I mean, and that's good. You're very confident in yourself, which I like.
Yeah.
You and Mike Francesa, you guys are very confident in the way you present yourself, which is great.
Well, yeah,
because
sure.
I listen to his podcast all the time. He does a great he does a podcast he did a podcast like after every Met game of the postseason, and he's just so confident in how he presents himself, which a lot of people don't do. Like, a lot of people are very supportive of each other's work and stuff, but he is so good at what he does. Like, he feels like what he knows is the best, and I love that feeling.
Oh yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Francesca thinks he's better than everyone else, and that's why like he had so many battles with like Craigie, Boomer.
Yeah, but that's why a lot of people love him, is because he's got that special, unique talent that a lot of I feel like radio people don't have.
And the thing with him is he doesn't need a partner. He could talk all day long just to himself.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm driving around town here. I'm doing my deliveries and stuff, and I'm listening to these 45-minute podcasts that he does. And I gotta be honest with you, I could listen to him for 3 hours straight. That's how good he is. Like just talking about whether it's politics, because he does do politics, sports. I could just listen to him. He can listen all day. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
And the calls, I wish, the podcast he does now is not really he doesn't do calls, because it's more like questions, like kind of like what you do. Like, well, you get calls. But you know how you sometimes get questions like emails and stuff?
Yeah.
He does those, but you know what? I wish he would do more calls, because the calls are funny, like sometimes he'll like get these funny calls and stuff, and like he'll go at it with the people, because the callers make the show, man. The callers make the show fun. But yeah, so that's good, But yeah, like we start off as nobody, and then you just work your way up and try to be the best you can be,
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's gonna be the best part, is when we're up there, and you don't go there as a fan, you go there as a analyst, and you talk to these people and you show them, your business cards, whatever it may be, and then hey, you get a big following, a big crowd.
And to be honest with you, it's so
people are gonna want to know you.
There's a lot more ways of being famous now in terms of like the podcast, and like because there's so many more ways of like being involved, so, but that's just the way life is now, and it's a good thing, because we didn't have this back 20 years ago, so it's cool that we went through that evolution, we went through that generational change,
All right, if you're just joining us, we got John Giordano and Brandon Schwartz on the Doug Sarvo Show. Today is Columbus Day, 2022. You could call us at 732-806-1911. Tweet me, Real Doug Sarvo, or follow us on all your social media platforms. You could follow us on all your podcast applications, YouTube and Facebook Live. The Doug Sarvo Show is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then our favorite segment, Lepore Betting, which is brought to you by the JMB Podcast. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. You can find the Doug Sarvo Show twice or once per week. We'll be right back.
Especially going back to Columbus down.
Why? They were horrible this year.
Malibu at the diner.
These leaders of these countries.
MVP quarterback. And then the other quarterback we have is Derek Carr.
Everything happens to me. Zach Wilson getting hurt happens to me. Not getting let into Bar A happens to me. Going to the hospital after the Jets beat the Titans happened to me.
They basically ran away with that division.
Girls all over Hawaii. It's Hawaii.
Oh, of course.
There's gonna be some good-looking girls.
He would wear McKinnon McKinnon, and then he was
are better than every other American League team.
Yeah, but this is my show. MVP quarterback, and then the other quarterback.
No matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
Betting. It was named after you because you are probably known for losing a lot of bets, especially when it comes to the horse racing.
My lightning 5 picks. These are the ones I like. I mean, I love them. In my picks, you'll hear them later on. Yeah, that is my best bet.
You'll hear it in Stutz Betting.
Yes, that is my best bet.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Doug Serrano Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. It is now time for Lepore Betting, which is brought to you by the JMB Podcast. So we're going to do our, I think next week is week 6, so we're going to do those picks. Looks like Tony B is calling.
Yeah, he's calling me nonstop. All right, you can answer it.
You're on the Doug Serrano Show. What's up?
Hello, I'm glad to be on the show. Listen. My wife left me. I'm trying to get to Baron Birch. I need about $9 for Uber.
I think you're calling the wrong person for that.
Can you ask Brandon?
Brandon.
Tony, you're calling me 100 times. I'm trying to be on the show here. Yeah, I can't answer right now. I can't text you. I'm using my phone. I'll talk to you after the show, man.
We'll get your contact information and give it to Brandon.
That was great at the Rutgers game.
I love the show.
All right.
Brandon, that was great at the Rutgers game the other night.
Brandon, text me.
All right, I'll text you soon.
All right, thanks for the call, Tony.
I think what is he asking for money for an Uber?
Yeah, beer and Birch. Hold on. Brandon, when you do your show online, I mean outside,
yeah,
is it hard for you to see the mouse?
She's calling. Now Andrew Pucci's calling me. You mean like you mean the mouse on the laptop?
Yeah, because I guess maybe the way I'm sitting, I can't really see with the sun.
Stop calling me. Okay.
All right, so let's do this. We're gonna start with the Colts and Jaguars. John, Colts or Jaguars?
I'm going to go with the Jaguars. The Colts have had trouble against them in recent years.
Yeah, they have. Is Brandon there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Brandon, Patriots, Browns.
It's a good one, actually. I'm going to go with the Patriots.
John, Buffalo, Kansas City.
I'm going to have to go with Kansas City. This game's in KC and a rematch of that great playoff game last year.
The Chargers or the Broncos? Brandon.
It's a good one. The way Broncos have... I'm going to probably go with the Chargers on this one.
Yeah, I think you got to go with the Chargers on this.
Yeah.
Packers or the Jets?
I'm going to go with the Packers there. They're going to want to come out hungry after that loss to the Giants yesterday.
Joe Burrow versus the Saints. Brandon?
I'm going to go with the Saints.
Is it me, or do I see the Giants going 5-1?
Very likely could happen. I feel like it could.
Because I'm going with the Giants on this one. I think the Steelers bounce back and they defeat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, so I got the Steelers. Vikings versus the Miami Dolphins. Big shout out to Nicole and Dave. Go Sports. I got the Vikings winning this game.
Hmm.
The pathetic Thursday night football matchup. We got the Commanders versus the Bears. Brandon.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. I like that Justin Fields, so I'm gonna go with him.
The
That
Falcons
really is a bad
or the
game.
Niners?
I'm going to go with the Niners in that one. Falcons look like a mess still.
Yeah. And then I think the Seahawks can bounce back and defeat the Cardinals. The Rams or the Panthers?
The Rams.
And then I got Cooper Rush defeating the Eagles.
Very
So,
good. Good. Let's go Cowboys.
If we look at the standings, guys, right now, does this make sense to you? Like, does this seem reasonable, or do you think it's going to fall apart?
I think it's going to fall apart.
Like,
especially the Vikings.
Can the Vikings? You don't think the Vikings can maintain 5-1?
I don't think so.
I think the Niners may fall apart. I think the Eagles may fall apart. I think the Titans end up falling apart. I think the Jaguars end up falling apart.
Yeah, I think the Eagles lose 5 straight after this game. Imagine, that'd be funny.
5 and 6.
Yeah,
that would be interesting. That would be good for us.
Oh, 100%.
That would be good for us.
Yes.
Brandon, what happened to your screen?
He doesn't like it anymore, Doug.
No, there's because what's happening is I'm using my phone, so I'm like my hand keeps moving the phone for some reason, so I don't want to like keep shaking and stuff. So I'll just do it like this.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's good. You could do it like that.
Yeah, and normally I do it from my laptop, but I'm just using my phone today.
So we basically got everything covered today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I want to do to finish up the show is make it seem fun, make it seem interesting, what I want to do. So just give me a second, because I'm going to pull up the Mlb Free Agents for this year. Hold on. I think I got to put in 2023. Let's see.
Probably majority are going to be Mets.
All right, I'm going to do one per position. And I want to see where you guys... I just want you guys to throw out a team where you think they're going to end up. All right, let's start with Wilson Contreras.
I think he winds up back with the Cubs.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think the Mets are going to go after him. They want him at the deadline, but they don't need him now. Alvarez is up.
All right, let's go with Brandon Belt.
That's a good one.
Brandon Belt. That's a good. Yeah, that is a good one.
You don't know who needs a first baseman.
What about
I can actually see Belt going to your Rays, Doug, maybe.
that would be interesting.
You guys need a regular first baseman, not
Yeah, we do.
Yandy Diaz.
Let's go with Colton Wong.
Colton Wong. He's with who is he with currently with?
Brewers.
Milwaukee.
It's a good one.
Could see Dodgers if they don't bring
I was
Trey
gonna
Turner.
say the same. Yeah, I was just actually thinking the same thing. Maybe the Dodgers.
What
then you
about
move Lux to short.
what about Carlos Correa? Does he opt out?
I think yes, and he goes back to Houston.
Let's go with Nolan Arenado. Does he opt out?
I think maybe because of the good year he just had, and then returns to St. Louis for more money.
Evan Longoria. Tampa.
I go back to the Rays.
This is an interesting one. Jock Peterson.
That is a good one. Where do you think he'll go, Doug?
I think he goes. I think the Mets try and make a play for him.
Yeah, I was
Jock,
just thinking
right?
the Mets too. He'd be good with the Mets, I bet.
Let's go with Aaron Judge.
Oh, that's obvious.
The Mets.
Hate to say it, but I think he's going to stay with the Yankees.
You have to. The guy just made freaking history.
So who cares?
It does.
Who cares?
I'll tell you this right now. The franchise will look stupid if they let him go after this whole season.
He's the most clean power hitter.
He doesn't want to be a Yankee. Let's put it that way. He said it.
Well, I'll tell you this: if he's not a Yankee, he's going to San Francisco because he's from there, and I think he'd be good with the Giants.
Yeah, I think so too.
Watch the Mets shock everyone and get him.
Yeah. Let's go with Will Myers.
You think he's going to go to the Mets?
Yeah, why not?
The Athletic, I think, said they're the favorite if he doesn't return to the Yankees.
Yeah, very funny. I highly doubt. I highly doubt that's going to happen.
And speaking of a bat, I know they're 35 and they're 36, but I see the Rays trying to go after a guy like J.D. Martinez or Michael Brantley.
Interesting.
Let's go to a starter. I see Clayton Kershaw going to Texas.
Yeah, you don't think he goes back to the Dodgers?
No, I think he's gonna go to Texas. Because I see the Dodgers getting DeGrom. Let's go to some bullpen. Edwin Diaz, I see returning to the Mets. I see the Rays going after Chad Green.
Well, the thing is, he's going to be out most of next year.
Yeah, I think we have some good free agents.
Yeah. When did Green have Tommy John? Like July, I think?
Something like that. All right,
So he's probably going to be out until at least July of next year.
All right, guys, this has been a great show.
It has been, Doug. Thank you for having us.
We talked a lot.
Yes.
All right, again, if you're just joining us, this is the Doug Stravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. We've had Brandon Schwartz on.
You can't see me, but you can see the screen.
You hear in spirit.
We've had John Giordano on. We've had Tony call up.
And then his wife left him.
Oh, and John, also Thursday, I'm not leaving early.
Yeah, stay for the whole game, will you?
Yeah, so I'm sleeping in my grandmother's house, Brandon.
Or I'm going to have to say this when we leave.
Hold on, I'm trying to get to it. Hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. This is going to be great. Hold on, I got to play it. Hold on.
Well, Brandon, if it's a bad game, that might change your opinion.
It doesn't matter, because guess what? We can miss somebody's home run.
But we wouldn't catch it this time. We're all the way in the upper deck.
Don't matter. You still missed the home run.
We still...
Wait, so what happens if you guys leave early? What's going to happen?
We're gonna drive and listen to John and Susan, and we're gonna be like, "Oh, why weren't we there when this happened?" Yeah, but guess what? We fucking misjudged his home run.
Don't worry, it won't matter because Shane Bieber's no hitting the Yankees on Thursday night.
Oh yeah, very funny.
If I remember the last time misjudged his home run.
If I remember the last time the Yankees played Shane Bieber in the playoffs, they actually rocked him.
Yeah, they did.
I think Didi hit 2 home runs, I believe.
I believe that game's going to be Cortez against Bieber.
Yep.
All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on the Doug Charles Show, which
Yes.
is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet
Thanks for having us, Doug.
like
Thank
Michael
you for
LaPaul.
having us,
We
Doug.
love you
Hopefully
guys.
we talk to you soon, man.
All right, for sure. I appreciate it.
All right,
Take care, guys.
Later.
See you.
Especially going back to Columbus down.
Why? They were horrible this year.
Malibu and the diner.
These leaders of these countries.
All right, 23 wins. What's the difference?
Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
It's amazing, and listen, I love the setup, especially outside.
He campaigned. He wanted to be president.
Like wear like McKinnon, and then he would wear like a blue
MVP quarterback, and then the other quarterback.
Microphone and say you want to be the owner and runner of the.
So, before we conclude today's episode, yesterday I found out one of my friends that I played Rec League with passed away. Mark Weiss posted it, and truly heartbreaking to hear this because Eddie was a great guy to play hockey with, great guy to talk to at the rink. And this was what Mark had to say. The quarantine roller hockey family shockingly lost a charter member of their family today. Rest in peace, Eddie Eknesnoff. Just 44 years young, you will truly be missed. So I wanted to finish today's show with that tribute to Eddie.